In fairness, didn't you also say around that period that you had been a follower of QAnon conspiracy theories and you had rethought this and you were no longer influenced by the group?
Well, like a lot of people today, I had easily gotten sucked into some things I'd seen on the internet, but that was dealt with quickly early on. I never campaigned on those things. That was not something I believed in. That's not what I ran for Congress on. So those are so far in the past.
All right.
Like a lot of people today, I had easily gotten sucked into things I saw on the internet. It's called being a gullible idiot. Sure, a lot of people are gullible idiots. Throwing yourself into a group of idiots doesn't make you seem less idiotic. It makes you seem more idiotic. That is Marjorie Taylor Greene trying to disavow her QAnon association that she was very proud of for years, because now she's trying to cozy up to Kevin McCarthy and turn against her other Freedom Caucus extreme right-wing members of the Republican Party while she is still in that extreme right wing, but trying to have it both ways and trying to say, no, we dealt with that long before. I never campaigned on that. I never made that a big thing. Really? You didn't? I'd like to show you a video of you just a little while back, and this is you, full on, spouting QAnon.
Q is anonymous, but he seems to be completely for the good. He seems to be totally on Trump's side, and he seems to be very high up and connected. So because of those things, I'm becoming more hopeful, and I'm not being as pessimistic, and I'm trying to stop saying that's never going to happen, because I really think it might happen. So I'm very excited about that. Now, there's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take this global cable of Satan-worshiping pedophiles out.
Also, even though QAnon is total horse, the word is cabal, not cable. There's a cable. There's a global cable of people. I don't even know the words because I read it on the internet. I can barely read, let alone know the sounds of the words that I read. So now she's a lawmaker, somebody that falls for everything she sees on the internet. You see, intelligent people don't fall for bat crazy conspiracy theories, but you do, MTG. It's okay, Marge, just admit it. Maybe I can use my Jewish space laser on you and try to deprogram your brain from the insanity that you have fallen victim to for so long. It'll happen again, don't worry. And I'm glad you've at least gotten your head straight now that you make the laws of this country and no longer do stuff like, plot coups against our government, plot insurrection attempts, and encourage people to not certify a perfectly legit election. That's good. Well, at least the rest of the Republican Party's got their head on straight and don't do hypocritical things. Like, I'm sure Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, who constantly rails on the federal government, and the Republican Party in general wants smaller government and does not want such a bloated budget for the federal government. I'm sure he's not going to be saying he desperately needs money from the federal government, right?
Texas desperately needs more money. I know the Republicans in the U.S. House have committed to providing Texas the money that we need. We just finished over the past 2 years spending $4 billion of Texas taxpayer dollars for Texas to fill the gap caused by the Biden administration. We're starting a session this next week that we will add another $4 billion to secure the border.
So there is a way. Cool. Good to know. Billions, $27 billion on his border policy that he's now saying is a failure and is overwhelming him, and he needs help from the federal government. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that really nice? Want to do some more stunts that also cost billions of dollars to send migrants just to make a point and then don't use your money wisely? Wow. You had a surplus that you said you're going to give it back to people in a big tax cut. Isn't that interesting? How about realizing the amount of money that your state needs and then keeping it to run the state and not being horrible with money? But I guess since you have no dependence at all on the federal government, you could still secede from the country, right? And go bankrupt in a week, bro? If you still are a supporter of the Republican Party, well, there's a good chance you're also gonna fall for a lot of weird stuff on the internet like a lot of people do. I'm Ben Gleib for Rebel HQ. I'm doing an in-person show, Ben Gleib and Friends, with Francesca Fiorentini, Christina Catherine Martinez, Chris Porter, and James Adomian this Thursday, January 12th, at the Lyric Hyperion in Silver Lake. Tickets at bengleib.com. And I'll see you here again soon. Only if you can understand these videos. If not, keep scrolling.